My bad, I was muted. Yeah, I took that short too. I just knew based on how we double topped on Friday, I was like, yeah, this thing is gonna come down. I didn't catch the whole move though. I just caught enough to pass another account, and I walked away. How you doing tonight though? Mm. Yeah, man, I was working on this thing all weekend, man. What you think? What you think about it? Yeah, been kind of thinking about how I can make the at least the appearance a lot better. And I was looking at other streams, and I see that a lot of people have, or not a lot of people. Actually, I don't really see too many people have like the scrolling text and stuff like that. But just having that information on stream so y'all guys can see it. I might have to pay for the damn I might just take that off. I might just take it off. But honestly, it's not a big deal. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I was like I said, I was kind of working on this all weekend. Try to clean up the charts a lot so it can be clearer. I've been really thinking about a lot of things, and honestly, I think I may have gotten at least it feels that way. Hopefully my actions can reflect how I feel, but eventually that's exactly what I'm going to do. Mm. And it went straight to that. Mm. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? What's up? Yeah, it seems like it goes to that same cycle. You said Bitcoin? Bitcoin futures? Yeah, it's not moving for me either. I wonder what the heck is going on with Bitcoin futures. The price I got is 335. Yeah, I got it at 335. It's not moving at all. That's kind of why I stopped trading it, because the liquidity sucks and the spreads suck, and it sucks sometimes. Yeah, well, I mean, well, actually I took it off. Let me see real quick. Uh, actually uh if you're on the make contract, yeah, it might, yeah, it's already rolled over. You might have to go to the June contract. Let me actually do that. It's already hold on, let me do that. Yeah, you might have to roll over to the June contract. Yeah, the June contract is moving. Yeah, so the May contract has already expired on Bitcoin. It's been expired since 4 days ago. So now you try both. All right, so yeah, hold on. Actually, hmm, hmm. Hmm. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, Bitcoin is not moving for me either. Mm. So obviously, the Nasdaq right now is super bullish, and as painful as it is to watch this thing go, um, it could be at its apex. So I wouldn't try to, force your way into this one. Mm. I mean, shit. I mean, it is what it is, right? Oh man, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So you was long since 21. Dang, 21. Oh shit, you all the way up. Dang, right here? Dang, you're right here. So I know why, yeah. Okay, yeah. I can tell why you sweating right now. All it takes is an impulsive move. Yeah. Shit. Hmm. Yo, congratulations on that cave trader though. Catching this move. Uh yeah. Like I said, I mean, I think I may have made a step forward in my trading cuz man, I do not feel compelled to jump into this. I don't actually care. I want to stay like this. I really want to maintain this feeling. I don't care. I missed a move. I'll catch the next one. I don't care. Don't know if in my sleep one of the market gods came to me in a dream and gave me this superpower, but I'm looking at this right now. It's like, that's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. I missed a move. I don't even trade during these hours, so I'm not going to force my way into this. I'm just going to wait for that pullback. Back testing has depth. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest with everybody, I believe it's the back testing that's giving me this serenity. I know it's going to pull back, and that pullback is going to be bigger than this move. I don't have to force my way into it. Just wait for it to pull back, get into it at a good area, and yeah. I don't got to force my way into this. We do have a half day tomorrow, so just be mindful of that. We do got a half day tomorrow. These ranges may or may not. I'm actually probably give it like 2 days or something like that for a pullback. Yeah, I mean, cave trader, I definitely would have. I mean, shit. If you passed two accounts, hold on. You said was this in a funded account? What's up, Alfred? And honestly, yeah, congratulations on that, cave trader, being able to catch this move on two funded accounts. You got 500 accounts now. Yo, congratulations on that, man. So you passed the. Yeah, it seems like everybody passed it. And Investor Z, that's partially true. It's partially true. Uh, when I told y'all guys that I dropped about maybe 17 or 2K in less than a day on some evals, it was the principle of the matter. I went super tilt, and I don't understand why. I went that tilt. I literally bought top step accounts and tried to YOLO top step accounts, knowing that I can't even pass that shit in 2 days. I would have to pass it in 2 days, and I YOLO'd that shit, and I lost all those accounts. I mean, Top Step felt so bad for me, and everybody else that was losing accounts. They gave people, I guess that I really don't know why they give out those resets, but I got one of those resets. I blew that account too. So I just knew that I was on tilt, and that right there, I was like, you know what? Never again. Never again. Never again. That money was what I used to justify those purchases was that those are my payout money and I can get more. So it wasn't money that I worked necessarily hard for, but I did work hard in the market to earn it just to blow it in less than a session. So there was some honesty about that Investor Z for sure. For sure there was some honesty in that statement. Shit, I could have went to the script club and blew that shit, and I would have had a lot more fun. I went to the script club with that 2K. Could have went to the script club. Mm. 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 Yeah, and then they filled that gap too, so it doesn't have to come back. I think this is probably like the first time that I've ever seen the Nasdaq fill the gap like instantly. As soon as the market opened, it gapped open, it filled the gap, and then it went in the direction. That's different. I've never seen the Nasdaq do that, or I haven't seen the Nasdaq do that. Instantly filling gaps and shit. I mean, does it go back all the way down there? I'm gonna wait for a pullback back to around this range, potentially the 200 EMA. Now, if we see a rejection, and I know Investor Z doesn't want to hear that, but if we see a rejection around these highs, if we see a rejection around there, I'll see if I can try to catch and jump into something short. But the Bears are definitely gonna have to want it, or not want it, but they're gonna have to show me that. Or let me rephrase that, because we all know that the Bears, we all know that they're non-existent in this market. The Bulls are gonna have to show me that they're gonna take profits at those levels before I short. Use the correct terminology. The Bulls when they take profits, not the Bears, because we all know they suck. You know what, man? This range right here, if we can get price to come to this range at 285, then I wouldn't mind looking for a short opportunity here around 285. Right where we got that first break of structure down. Oh, you got back, you got out at the higher day? Yeah, I mean, shit, that was a problem. It's probably because right now, depending on what happens, I mean, if we get a breakout, then I'll try for a long if we get a breakout, but the Bulls are gonna have to show me something. The Bulls are definitely gonna have to show me something before I jump into anything. Now let's check gold real quick. Hmm. I don't necessarily need that chart. I don't need two charts telling me the same information. So I'm going to have a higher time frame chart that I'm going to consult on gold before I go to my entry chart to look for entries. I mean, that does look like a double top though on gold. That does look like a double top. But I'm not interested in shorting gold right now. It's just ain't time to short it. I think a better, easier short would be up here, in my opinion. A better short would be right here. Think about long and gold. Honestly, I mean, shit, it wouldn't be the worst idea, but I will wait for a pullback for sure. Buying at these highs would be gambling on gold. I don't think the shorts will potentially, I don't think they're going to win, at least not until we get deeper into supply. But this is that setup, I think, that Ash from My Funded Futures Trade, I think he said something about like a unicorn model is that break, a sweep, a pullback, and then a break again. And then I think he buys this. Honestly, this trade right here is actually what I'm looking for on gold. That's the trade I'm looking for when it comes to a reversal. Instead of trying to fight this thing, I mean, if I could have got into this, I mean, that would have been nice. But I definitely would have been gambling on that. But when I say that that pullback trade is the money trade, not only did you make more money on this leg, but this leg right here just confirms that, okay, that there's buyers here. And then that pullback into that, back into that area right there. Shit, that's money on gold. And this move right here is not a surprise. That is straight money on gold. Oof. Mm. Yeah, what's up, sis? What's up? Are you catching this move on gold right now? Oh, is it moving up? Yeah, it's grinding up. It definitely is. But we all know that the bears are waiting somewhere up here at one of these areas of resistance. They're waiting somewhere. We just don't know which area they're waiting at. Hmm. 51. Hmm. Hmm. You know, it really depends on who you ask. To me, it only inverses the NQ sometimes. It only inverses the NQ so often that people believe that it does. However, we've demonstrated on this stream multiple times that you can go long on both Nasdaq and gold at the same time. Now, uh overall, the gold could be trending down and the Nasdaq could be going up, but their legs could be similar. Like as the Nasdaq is going up, or gold is making a recovery from a drop, it's sometimes they're going long at the same time. Or there's been many cases, at least for the last couple of weeks, that gold and Nasdaq has had similar price action. Like you open up one chart and it looks exactly like the other. So a lot of people say, yeah, uh, if gold is shorting, then the Nasdaq is usually going long. But I forgot which day that was or which day it was. Yeah, everybody that was shorting gold because the Nasdaq was super long. Well, rest in peace to all those shorts. Rest in peace. So I try not to think that way. I try to just to focus on the price action and trade what I see on the charts. Okay. Okay. Oh, you gotta love micro gold. You gotta love it. You got to love it. You gotta love it. You got to love it. Yeah. Yeah. Nasdaq and ES. I know a lot of people look for divergences on those two markets because they're basically the same thing. And as just as Alfred said, yeah, gold is definitely is a metal. It's categorized as a commodity, but it is one of the metals. Silver, platinum, gold, copper. I'm pretty sure bronze is probably one of them too. Pretty sure. But I wouldn't know. All I focus on is gold. But yeah, they're not the same thing though. One is nasty and the other one is nastier. But one will tell you the truth and the other one will sit there and play manipulative mind games with you. You see what I'm talking about with both Nasdaq and gold? How sometimes their legs are very similar, and one, I mean, shit, one is shorting and another one is shorting too. I prefer to trade gold than Nasdaq because as soon as she gets going, you don't have to worry about too many pullbacks. Gold gets to where she needs to go, and then if there's a need for a pullback, she'll have that pullback. But with Nasdaq, mm, the price action can definitely be erratic for sure. Uh, I think based on how we're chopping right now, I think we potentially see price sticking sticking around this area. You're gonna have too many bulls up here trying to buy this thing, and we're gonna have these weak ass bears not a damn thing about it. So we could see price kind of chop here. Uh, maybe we see price break out above these highs because I'm pretty sure there's bulls taking profits and I'm pretty sure that there's bears trying to sell it. So if the bulls can manage to hold the 21 EMA and we see a breakout above these highs, I wouldn't mind buying that pullback if it holds. Now, if we get like a flash and then a dump, then I'm not buying that. I wouldn't even recommend buying that. That's a false breakout. But if we can get a breakout, if we can get a breakout and a couple of candles holding up, and then we get a rainbow move down, I'll potentially look to buy that retest. Potentially. Potentially. But we'll see. All right. So I mean, gold is super bullish. So I mean, it's gonna probably take a couple of tries for this thing to roll over. At least this leg is bullish, but overall, gold is short overall. But the bulls could be making a comeback here. We'll see. I always recommend that. I mean, if this is your first time trading, if you're new to trading, I would start with ES, the Nasdaq. Uh, she definitely builds some habits, some destructive habits that only work when you're trading her. I tried taking my Nasdaq talents over here to gold, and gold showed me multiple times that she is not the Nasdaq. Plenty of times show me that she's not the Nasdaq, and she's not. She's not the Nasdaq. When she's trading in a trend, she means that shit. She means it. The Nasdaq, not so much. Yeah, probably. Hmm. Well, we'll see here. We'll see what we get here. We'll see what we get. And the one thing that I love about gold is that, I mean, she rejects that support and resistance depending on what's happening. And that's what I really enjoy about trading gold. I can just kind of just get in and see what happens without wasting mental resources waiting for a setup and yada yada blah blah blah. I can just get in and I don't lose too much money if I'm wrong. So that's the one thing. That's something else that I really enjoy. But shit, you can go super tilt on the Nasdaq if you're wrong. So it does look like we did get a rejection from. It does look like the market wants to reject here on the hourly. It does look like it's trying to form a bearish engulfing candle, a candle that takes out this previous one. It does look like it is starting to, because that's not necessarily a bullish candle on the Nasdaq. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you got this move down, you got a two-legged pullback, retesting this area of support. There's obviously enough sellers here to knock the market down like this. So a pullback back into this area, we should see that rejection. However, if the bulls can hold it, well then, I mean, they can continue to trend higher. So, I mean, Yeah. And kind of like what I was talking about earlier before you got on, uh, kind of found like a cheat code on the Nasdaq, just waiting for that pullback, just waiting for the pullback on Nasdaq instead of just chasing her. I mean, she pops up, you get a nice pullback. I mean, she literally did it 3 times. You get a nice pop up, waiting for that pullback back into support, pop up, pull back into support, pull back into support, pop up. It's just buying that retest on Nasdaq is a money trade. So easy. So easy. Instead of trying to fight this move and try to get in. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'll get it for sure. I mean, you'll definitely you'll get it if you jump in and pop up, but buying that pullback, it usually make more money. The legs are usually bigger than a pop out leg, so Um, especially this one. I mean, just imagine if you bought the pullback of this breakout, it pulls back into an area of support. Imagine if you caught this leg instead of fighting this one and then trying to DCA and oh my God, blah, 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 blah. It's pulling back. You got to straight move up. And that's what I'm looking for is some straight moves up. Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna let this thing go too. You know what? Where is my entry at? 53. It got to a high of 55, 53.6. I'm going to reduce my risk to 55.9, 56.3. I think that's good right there. 3, 56.9. Actually, probably not. 56. I'll give it 3-point stop. I'll give it a 3-point stop. Mm. Mm. Oh, NQ dropped. Yeah, I'll just wait for the pullback back into this area to go long on the Nasdaq. Potentially. There's definitely going to be buyers waiting to buy this pullback. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. Definitely buyers that's wanting to buy this pullback. Mm. Mm. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they bite off this. We'll see if they bite off this 21 EMA here on gold. We'll see. If I see a break and a pullback, I'm going to add to this position. If I see that pullback trade, I'm adding to it. All right. So I am prepared for a potential bounce here at this value area high though. I am prepared for a potential bounce here. Sorry about that. This could be a potential area where bulls come back in. It would just be nice if gold can kind of just shoot towards that target. That would be nice, but um, actually I need to see how much. So that was 55. So I mean, potentially we could get this. We could get a move down to the 200 EMA. We could see that. '21 EMAs at 37 or 47.6. Huh? 45.4. Yeah. I'll say that shit. All right, Bears. I'm gonna need you here. I'm gonna need you to break through that value area high right there and not bounce. Okay. I'm gonna need you here, right here, Bears. Right here. Don't bounce this thing. Mm. This is definitely the moment of truth right here for the Bulls and Bears. If they defend that 50 EMA, then mm, she's gonna play with me though. Does anybody has any plans for tomorrow? Anybody doing anything fun for Memorial's Day? Cookout, family, friends. Damn. Mm, that's tough. Just chilling tomorrow. Yeah, I necessarily don't. I don't care for holidays. I don't even celebrate my own birthday. I really don't care for none of that. I don't care for it at all. Never did. I was one of those kids, those Scrooges, the Scrooges that people talk about. I never cared for holidays, man. I mean, after I guess you realize that, huh? We do the same shit every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every Valentine's Day, every birthday. It ain't nothing different. It's just an excuse to spend money. Mother's Day. I mean, shit, you just got done spending Valentine's Day, then Mother's Day comes around, St. Patrick's Day, something day. This should just be today is a reserve to spend your money on some bullshit day. Just spending money throughout the whole entire year on some bullshit. Mm-mm. All right, man. There we go, baby. First target hit. There we go. We got the bulk of this trade off. The pressure's off. Great trade. Great gold trade. Great gold trade. And we didn't commit blasphemy or nothing, even though it was inches away from our target. We got to congratulate ourselves for not taking profits before price hits our TP, because that's always blasphemous. Uh, hmm. I will trade one though. I will trail one because I'm gonna have to rethink. I'm gonna have to rethink this second target because it doesn't necessarily always get hit. It seems like it pulls back before that second target gets hit. That's tough. Mm, mm. Mm. Yeah, Alfred, I definitely agree with that. I definitely, I definitely agree. I mean, once you get to a point, I mean, shit, family is the only thing that really matters in this world. I really do understand what they mean about that L word, love. That's all that really matters in this world. Because once you've made enough money, they say what's well, this was way back when, but I'm pretty sure that number has increased since then. But they said $75,000 is probably no more than everything after $75,000 is kind of it exceeds your needs. And I will I don't agree with the $75,000 part, but what I do agree with is once you have enough money to meet your needs, it has no real value. We make money because it's habitual, especially if we came up and it was a habit to make money or you're addicted to making money. The money doesn't mean anything. It's just the principle at that part, the habit of making money, but it means nothing. We see the richest people among us, or at least they're not the richest, but at least the people that we can see, celebrities, influencers, people that are well known. They show us, they put it all on display that they have all the money in the world. And what do they default back to? They default back to the basics. They look for connection. I'm just the one thing that I'm very fortunate that did not happen as I was coming up was that I got a lot of money real quick. That's the one thing that I'm very fortunate that did not happen to me. I'm glad that I had to work hard for everything that I had so it could have value because a lot of stuff doesn't have value to me. Now I'm in my self actualization stage. That has value to me. Building, growing, evolving. That's why, for the most part, I'm not going to quote unquote affiliate myself with any entity that gives me instant success. I don't want instant success. I don't want that. I want to grow over time. As long as I'm growing, I'm good. That means I value it more because I'm the one that planted the seed and grew the garden and tended the garden. If somebody else gave me a whole forest and I had nothing to do with it and they just told me to guard it, I mean, I mean, I had nothing to do with that. And I'm just glad that I didn't fall victim to that, like I said, as I was coming up, because I'm not going to sit here and say that I probably wouldn't have been susceptible to it. Probably in not to the extent to where I gave up what I wanted to do for something else, but uh, when you're trying to come up and you're trying to get yourself out of that first stage of the human needs, security. I mean, shit. A lot of people understand that if someone is in that stage, they're vulnerable, easily manipulated, and it can be influenced by money. And once it's kind of like that whole selling your soul thing, man. You sell your most valuable asset for silver and gold, and then you realize that it had no value in the first place. It has no value outside of what we give it. I mean, outside of buying the things that we need, I mean, it has no value. Mm. And that's the one thing that I notice is that I see a lot of regret with people that take the shortcuts. I see that a lot of the people that take shortcuts, they have a lot of insecurities, and as they should. They're not confident. They're always going to have that internal voice inside telling them that shit, you didn't do it by yourself. Somebody else did it for you. You don't know how to do it. And like I said, people know this. People that understand self, they understand that people that don't work for nothing can be easily manipulated. People like that fuck up the game for everybody else. They fuck up the game for everybody else. You got weak people in powerful positions, and you got people looking up, and that's why nobody doesn't respect authority anymore. Nobody respects authority because well, I mean, when you look around, everybody that's in a position of power is weak, insecure, unable to control their behaviors and control their impulses. You always see people of high powers and sex scandals or something like that, minors, children, some crazy shit because they can't control themselves because they're weak. And that's why no one has respect for authority anymore because it ain't real. Now, like I said, Alfred, anybody that's older than 20, 30, shit, when we was coming up, that authority was real. It was real, but not so much today. Our politicians were competent. Well, anyway, I'll just leave it at that. Our politicians were competent. Now, not so much. Not so much. Girl, you better hit that damn target and stop playing with me. Mm. All right, gold. All right. Come on. That's just crazy. Come on. That is just crazy. Come on. Ah, that is just crazy. So 51. So right now, it looks like she's trying to miss me by 2 ticks. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. Like, damn, gold. It didn't have to be all like that. I saw that shit. She was just sitting there hovering over it. Like, come on, you didn't have to do all that. All right, so I'm just gonna trail. Just gonna put this stop over that swing high. Give myself some profits. I mean, all in all, this was a good trade. I don't think this target gets hit tonight. I do think that this could be a potential pullback. This could be a potential pullback. Probably like 42. Probably probably here at VWAP. Probably. We'll see. Probably there at VWAP. I don't think it breaks structure because if it breaks this area, then that means that it's potentially coming back down here to S3 or retest this low, and it's too bullish for that. Yeah, we probably might get a pullback to VWAP, but I mean, if you break that value area low, then Yeah, it's kind of all she wrote at that point. We're gonna probably, if we break this low, then we're gonna probably take out this low, and then we're gonna probably continue downward, which is possible. It's possible. I mean, we did have this big move down. Did have this big move down here. So I mean, I guess it is possible. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess it's possible. It's possible. Hmm. Yeah, it's possible. Because I mean, shit, if we take out this low, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to get another. I mean, if we double bottom at this low, it's going to probably push higher. But if we break that, then this will be an easy short. Says you say you wish you grew up poor. Why would you say that? That's the first time I heard that. But why do you wish you grew up poor? Mm, mm. Well, huh. You know what? Maybe I should. Because if we get a rejection here, if we get a rejection at the bottom of this trend channel. Mm, mm. If we get a rejection here, yeah, it looks like people got their entries at 340, right around this value area low. They got their entries at 333 on gold. We'll see. I can play around with this last target. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just for my ego at this point. I mean, I've made the bulk of my profit, got that second target hit. Um, mm, hmm, mm. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Uh, honestly, mm, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely the tales of two cities with that. Both has their pros and cons for sure. People that grew up with money, like I said, uh, they don't have to worry about money, but they tend to not value anything because they didn't have to work for it. I'm not saying all. I mean, I'm not. This is not a blanket statement, but I'm using celebrities' kids as an example because those are the people that we can kind of see out in the forefront, the ones that have everything and doesn't necessarily have to do anything. Look at Michael Jordan's son. Michael Jordan grew up poor, worked hard, and now he's solidified in basketball history. And his son is the complete opposite. Same thing with 50 Cent. Same thing with 50 Cent. It just seems like when you become successful, your children, for whatever reason, thinks that they don't have to play the game. For whatever reason. Basketball players do this too, athletes do it too. But I see it more with basketball players than I see it with football players. Not saying that they don't do it, but you get those max contracts and then all of a sudden they don't got love for the game no more. They don't want to play it no more. I mean, you get the money, power, and bitches, and all of a sudden now, man, I don't feel like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to practicing on that shot. They ain't hungry no more. They full. They've eaten everything on their plate. They're full. We got so many injuries now. And we're not saying anything about, I'm not saying anything that these injuries are cause for anything. It's just that, just, they don't got love for the game no more, man. Just don't. They don't take it seriously after a while. Only certain people do, but for the most part, it's about looking cute on Instagram and getting on bitches. And that's it. That's it. Once you get that, that's it. Mm. Yeah, it definitely is, sis. It definitely is, man. And I was actually talking to my brother about this, man, but a while ago. And this is a conversation I may have had with him like two months ago. But then I was like, yo, it's so crazy. When you grow up poor, you ain't got time for trauma. Like you ain't got time for that shit. You trying to survive. You ain't got time for trauma and crying and this, that, and the third. You only realize how traumatic your life is after you get into a good spot and you actually got the space to realize that, yo, that was fucked up. We literally didn't have nothing to eat. We had to make shit up. We literally had to make shit up just to eat. And then the food that we was making up wasn't good for us neither. A syrup sandwich. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody know about that shit. A syrup sandwich. Like you said, a mayo sandwich. I will say that's I do kind of take that out, not take that out, but I like because I survived, I mean, we've all survived we all survived that shit. Honestly, when I see people crying about like the weird, like the smallest shit, like I get disgusted by that. I'm not even gonna sit here and I get disgusted by that. It's like, man, get up, man the hell up. Get off your phone, man the hell up. Self-diagnosing themselves and then acting accordingly. Man, get your ass up, man. All that damn crying, complaining, talking about your feelings and shit, man. Get the hell on up. But yeah, we ain't had time for none of that, man. Honestly, if you sat there and cried about some stuff like that, you was Shit, it was already hard enough being poor. Just imagine being food for everybody because you crying about the shit like everybody else ain't going through it too. You crying about it. We ain't had the luxury like these new kids got crying about shit that don't really matter for real. Got their iPads and shit, iPads, their safe spaces, their timeout cards, all that crying. We ain't had none of that. Mm. Yep, that's exactly. Yep, that's a yo. I still find myself just thinking that way too, man. What the fuck you crying for? You got time to do this, you got time to do that. I mean, it's true, man. It's like, man, I mean, those things were necessary. They had to get done. We didn't like it, but it just had to get done. But I like that. But now that type of mindset that we got for free because we had to, we ain't had no choice, man. People is selling that mindset and making millions. Look at Goggins and what's his my name is Jocko, Wilco and like that mindset of stop crying and get the fuck up mindset. I mean, Andrew Tate got rich off that mindset too. I mean, that's just how weak people live nowadays. You can sell that mindset to people and they'll buy it. Sell that mindset and people will buy it. There was a point in time where I considered actually doing that too, but honestly, I didn't at the time when I saw everybody was getting rich off of it. And honestly, I was gonna do it, but I was like, man, I don't care that much. Y'all could have made a whole different version, a whole different version instead of trade. I could have been a freaking and shut the fuck up and get up and work, coach. Get up and work. Damn it. But then at the same time, what stopped me was I don't like kind of like with therapists. They and it's not just about therapists, it's just about us humans and how we are. We become who we are around most of the time. And that's why therapists also have to get therapists because all they hear all day is complaining, complaining, complaining. This is what happened to me. And for whatever reason, I can't get over it. Crying, crying, complaining, complaining, complaining. It's just they're trauma dumping on these people. And they need somebody else to talk to so they can trauma dump their trauma dump on somebody else. And I was like, nah, I'm not, I don't care that much. Man, get your ass up and stop crying. Mm. Like honestly, uh, I mean, obviously I got daughter. I have a daughter, so I can't do that to her. I gotta, man. She won't even give me the opportunity to do it. Man, stop crying. No, daddy, I want you to pay attention. I'm not stop crying until you pay attention to me, damn it. Until you acknowledge my feelings. Oh my God. Oh, and I feel like I really had to I had to download that emotional intelligence package for sure from the ether for sure because little girls are definitely different, especially the aggressive ones. I feel sorry for whoever has to deal with her because she ain't gonna unless she doesn't she does it with me. I can't tell her to shut the hell up and she's gonna stop crying. She wants me to acknowledge her, and she's she's so bold with it too. Acknowledge me, damn it. Acknowledge my feelings. Right now, my feelings are hurt, and I want you to make them feel better. Or I'm mad at you, daddy, because of what you said to me. Or you taking something from me, and I want you to know about it. Can't tell her to shut the hell up. And she won't, even if I do. Hmm. So I think we do get a bounce at this value area, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna trail this thing, man. I'm gonna trail it. I'm gonna trail it. Just gonna trail it. Because maybe we do get a bounce here, but I know if we get this break, I know if this thing breaks, then I'm gonna get that target hit. But I gotta remember this ain't Nasdaq. This is gold. We got hella support right here. We got a breakout and a pullback. People's gonna try. So either this shit's gonna work or is not. And then VWAP is here, right? Yeah, I'll leave my stop where it's at. I'll leave it back. I'll leave it above this high, I think. Yeah. Man. Uh, mm. But I want to make sure that it's not my greed talking because I mean, gold is pretty consistent, but at the same time, we could see a break here and then a stop run. But gold is consistent. I mean, we got to break a structure here, pull back. We got the value area low, VWAP. I mean, it might push right here and then drop, but uh, hmm. Well, like I said, the Nasdaq is still up here. I mean, if you miss this move, got people still chopping it right here. Still chopping it. Hmm. It looks like she stayed, huh? Looks like she stayed. Man, I don't know if I want to go out tomorrow either. Shit, it's gonna probably be a lot of people not at work tomorrow. The streets are gonna be filled. Everything's gonna be overcrowded tomorrow. So kind of going back to my what we talked about last week about my Apex accounts. I'm really considering trading those accounts as if it's a small personal account. Because I mean, even though I have $7,500 of trailing drawdown, I like to just have that and think of it as a $3,500 account. I might trade it as if it's a $3,500 small personal account. I might trade it that way with like maybe one or two, three micros. Honestly, as I'm talking about it, maybe I should do it that way. I mean, I should not ever blow the account. Maybe not trading more than maybe six micro contracts at a time. Delegate three for gold and three for Nasdaq, and have no more than six contracts running at a time. But man, shit, seeing the account grow like $100, $200 days and shit like that. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, if I had $3,500 in an account, then getting $100, $200 a day would, be nice. But I mean, we're in a prop account. So, I mean, I don't have to trade that way. But if I want to see, if I want to keep this account longer than a month, trading like that will probably be the best option. So I'm debating about that. If I get stopped out on this one, then uh, well, I'm gonna give it a couple more ticks just in case. 40 above that 50 EMA because that's probably where the market wants to go. And if you see a rejection at the 50 EMA, then just be careful, sis. Just be careful. This ain't options. Futures are super dangerous, and especially, well, honestly, depending on the volatility, you may not even be allowed to even open up a. You might be able to open up maybe one contract on the MNQ, depending on the volatility. Because I mean, when you're in your personal account, you got to think of you're paying commissions and margin, and if Trump is talking, the margin requirements will definitely increase. I think with $500, and I'm not sure because it's been so long since I've traded a personal account in futures, but um, okay, all right, that's fine. I get stopped out on this one. $500. All right, there you go. I mean, that's cool. $500 is dangerous, in my opinion. Super dangerous. Super dangerous to trade futures with. But as long as you are very mindful about not leaving lingering orders um, and getting out, respecting your stop, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I would never recommend trading futures with only $500. Oh. Probably, probably. Mm. Alfred, yeah, I think there must be something in the air because I'm definitely thinking the same way. I'm not gonna lie, like I mean, I've definitely proven to myself that I'm a good trader. I've been a live trader. I think being a live trader was the only milestone that I hadn't achieved with being on a prop firm, and I absolutely hated it. It was the principle. It was the milestone that not only was I allowed a live trader in one firm, I was a live trader in two firms at the same time, trading two different rules. You know what, Gold? You bet not. You bet not. Nah, you better keep on pumping and keep that bull energy. You bet not. But I prove. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I haven't done yet is be consistent in one account. Now, the MFF account, I had to get 30 days of green days in that account. So that was probably the longest account that I've had, and that was the one where I was literally waiting for the setup. I wasn't jumping in and yada yada blah blah blah. But um, Yeah, I kind of get these payouts and then I blow them, and it's like, you know what, man? Uh, I want to change that. I want to have an account where like I'm trading it like it's my own account, and I have it throughout the year instead of spending all this damn money on freaking accounts, starting over in eval, getting back to PA accounts, being cool a couple of days, and then blowing it, having just one bad day, and I blow everything up. Uh, so I have two PA accounts. I'm gonna trade the first one like a prop, and if I make a mistake in that one, then the second one, no questions asked, I have to trade it as if it was a small personal account. And even though I have the the ability to trade multiple contracts, I have to hold myself accountable and trade it like a small personal account. And I have to hold myself to account. That's what I'm gonna give myself. I'm only 6 micro contracts, and I can allocate 3 to Nasdaq and 3 to gold. But honestly, I'm pretty sure I'll just trade mostly gold unless I see something set up on the Nasdaq. But I can only have 3 contracts on both instruments at one time, or allocate all contracts on one instrument at one time. And those are going to be the rules. And I'm going to have that written out, and then I'll have to sign a contract with myself to adhere to those rules but yeah, I've gotten to the point now where honestly I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait for my setup. I have a setup that I'm looking for. I'm willing to just to trade that pullback because it's easier. And yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do moving forward. But all right, guys, that's it. Actually, yeah, let me make sure. Alfred, I was looking at the futures desk, man. So how does that work? Because I know they got a 50% deal right now, and I know it ends on Tuesday. I was considering it. I was considering it, but you can only have 2 accounts at a time. Uh, you said how many days that you have to trade in it, right? Like if you said 10 days, you can't just pass the account in one day, right? You have to trade the full 10 days. I was trying to find the rules, but they made it so complicated that I just said fuck it and just closed the website. I want to take advantage of that 50% off deal, but I don't know if I read this correctly, but do they have an eval, a sim live, and then a live? So basically 3 phases before you actually get to the live account. Is that true? Is that how they have their setup over there? Or is it that as soon as I pass the eval, I'm going to be moved to a brokerage account and become a live trader with them? How does that work? So is evaluation in live account? Hmm. As far as you know? Yeah, I don't see a ask a mod section in a Discord, which I think is pretty weird. You said the evaluation isn't easy. I mean, shit. Honestly, it's similar to MFF. So honestly, it's not. I guess I'm already familiar with that because that's how I have to trade in their live account. So if they're making the same way that I have to trade in a live account on the eval, and then I'll be a live trader with them, well, shit, I'll do that shit anyway. But the one thing that I do, the one thing that I think that I need, and oh well, actually, before I get off stream, let me just show you the book that I read this weekend. It was that same book that Ash from My Funded Futures stream suggested. Now, I will say this: when books try to just start pandering and add people, when the authors start pandering to sell their books, I tend to not finish the book because let's be completely honest. This industry is full of like 99% of men and maybe 1% of female traders. We're not saying that female traders aren't great, but this is not an industry that they enjoy being in. They're not really worrying about trading. The ones that we do see, well, we all know why they're here. Or for most of them, why they're here is clear. They're showing themselves is basic. Anyway, that's not the point. So that almost kind of threw me off about that book. It was just all the pandering and making I don't like listening to people talk where it just make females more competent than men in an industry ran by men, if that makes sense. Where a lot of the examples are, the female trader, oh, she's on top of the world, she's following her rules, yada yada, blah blah blah, and the male trader is a complete idiot. When stuff like that happens, I tend to stop listening because, like I said, that's not even the reality for real. But even though it had some of that sprinkled in that book, I will say that it was a decent book. It really did showcase a lot of stuff that I need to work on, stuff that I do during trading. I do these things, and I will. Yeah. What was it called? Let me actually see it. Let me see. Mm, Trade mindfully. There you go. Trade mindfully. There you go. This book right here. All right. So I mean, it's a decent book. Honestly, I think a better book is a decent book. I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't taken anything from it, but I think a better book, because it reminded me of it, was The Mindset of Trading. That's not it. What is it? Let me see if I can find that damn thing. Oh, The Mental Game of Trading. That's The Mental Game of Trading. I enjoyed this book a lot more. The Mental Game, or Mastering the Mental Game of Trading. I think this book is a way better book. Less, it's just to the fact. It's just gets to the point. It's to the point, and it's not quote unquote pandering. It's just giving great examples. Everybody loses. Everybody. But another good book that I listened to that I actually just got done listening to before hopping on stream was actually Strategic. What is it called? Or The Art of Strategic Thinking. The Art of Strategic Think. There you go. The Art of Strategic Thinking. And this book, basically, a lot of the stuff that I kind of talk about, I didn't know that I was just only explaining how it felt. But obviously, it's not a surprise, but um, this will really show how we make our decisions and how, when we're stressed out, obviously, we stop thinking because it's easier. Because when you're in that fight or flight mode, all your energy resources is being allocated to fighting or running away. You're not even thinking anymore. So that emotional hijacking when we're in a scary situation of, oh my God, I'm about to blow the account, or oh, I'm about to get stopped out. Obviously, you get emotionally hijacked in those situations, especially with the Nasdaq. So, because I'm beginning to understand a lot more about myself mentally, I begin to think about all the stuff that we're being told as trader, have a trade or a trade to plan and hold on, plan the trade and trade the plan. Because if you're trying to create a plan while in an emotional state, it's highly likely to fail. Highly likely. So you're gonna have to come to your charts while it's not moving or you're not in a trade and make your decisions then before you actually make the decision. Because if you don't, well, it's going to be highly likely that you're in an emotional state. And I kind of want to talk about this. This is something that I have to fix, that I have to start doing. I made the mistake last week. I could have taken my profits here at these lows, like I said, but then we're getting this bounce. Now we could see the market come here and we can see it dump from here. We could, but taking my profits here and potentially re-entering here obviously would have been the better option. And I made, it's not necessarily a mistake, but I tried to convince myself that the decision that I made while in a when I was not in a trade and I was sound of mind, I explained why it was highly likely for price to bounce at this low. But as I was in this trade and it looked like it was going to break through, instead of just taking profits, I thought that was like, yeah, I was trying to convince myself that, yeah, eventually it can break through. Now, the one thing that I will say that I really am proud that I did was, even though I told myself, I tried to convince myself of that it could break through, I still moved my stop down. I moved my stop. Even though I could have made more profits down here, I still trailed the position. I managed the position. I did get stopped out, but I trailed it. So I will give myself at least that. So, but I think that's a great example of showcasing that emotional while making decisions while in an emotional state and stuff like that. So, mm, yeah, no problem. I think it's really good. I think it's really a great book. It really is. It really is. I actually looked in my library and I have over 1,000 books that I've listened to over the last couple of years. And I will say that listening to books and reading them myself when I have the time to is definitely been life changing. It really has. It really has. So those are the books I listened to this weekend. I highly recommend listening to them yourself, kind of discovering. Oh, and another good book before I get off is actually this one right here, Build a Better Brain. Really good book. It talks about the brain's motivation, discipline, courage, and mental sharpness. It really kind of just showcases the systems that the mind uses. And if you're aware of those systems, you can literally take advantage of them. Literally take advantage of them. So, but all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. We'll definitely come back tomorrow and we'll definitely look for more ways to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.